Now, the Swiss ambassador to South Africa, Mirko Manzoni, says his country has agreed to host Ukraine Peace Summit with the aim of ensuring that a process of bringing the two parties together starts even though Russia will not be present. Now, he has also commended South Africa's role in trying to facilitate these peace talks between Russians and Ukraine.
Switzerland will be hosting the Ukraine Peace Summit this coming weekend. To get more information from the Swiss side in relation to state of readiness, we are going to be in conversation with the ambassador of Switzerland in South Africa. Good afternoon, Ambassador. Ambassador, quite a difficult task. Are you up to the task to host this summit?
We are used to difficult tasks. It's not really the problem. I think as it has been mentioned clearly by my ministry, I think it is the urgency is there. We can be criticized, of course. As I said, we like to be criticized. It's not really the big problem. The problem is that I think there is a moment when we have to start. And I think it's in front of everybody, the results of this conflict. I think there is a moment where you need to decide. And I think there is not, we need to give floor to this option of having finally a dialogue.
Russia is not part of these talks. Clearly, it's a non-starter when you have the other side not participating.
No, not really. I would say it is a pity that Russia is not taking this opportunity. This is different, but it's the decision of Russia at the end of the day. I think that it should give anyway the opportunity, because the world is not only Russia and Ukraine. I think this conflict has challenged most of us, the global order basically. So I think is the time probably to sit and to start to see how we can move forward. And taking, of course, as my minister again said, there won't be peace without Russia. This is very clear. It's very normal. In a conflict, the two parties, they have to be at the table. Maybe the next time they will be there.
Looking at the elections within the EU member countries, clearly there's a message there. In some countries, the citizens were quite clear on the issue of Ukraine. Don't you think that having this summit on the backdrop of the performance of certain leaders during the EU election has weakened the negotiators?
I would say that election is always a complicated situation. You also have election in South Africa, so I guess that a lot of countries now, they have their own priority. This is true. But again, as I'm saying, there is a moment where you have to start. We don't have the ambition to sort out the conflict in Ukraine in Bürgenstock today, but at least we would like to move forward. And is a small step maybe, but I think is an important step.
South Africa will be sending the advisor and a technocrat. That's a low-key delegation.
Yes, I think that is the decision of South Africa, but we can understand. I mean, you just had the election. You have a problem probably that they are more pressing now. So there is no blame for South Africa. I believe that whatever delegation South Africa is sending, the voice of South Africa is key, is important for Africa, is important for the global South. So we are happy to welcome the delegation of South Africa as it is.
At the end of this summit, what will be your priority going forward?
I think that there should be an open discussion to understand what could be in the future the frame of this negotiation. I think if we are ready to open our minds, we have to go back to a pragmatic diplomacy, I would say, and leave the emotion behind and start to be rational and understand what frame need to be given to this conflict. If we can open this discussion, I think it would be nice.
Have you lost faith in the United Nations, the systems within the world body?
Absolutely not. I think this conflict has given maybe the chance to bring back the United Nations in the center of the global diplomacy, I think. Recently I was happy to listen about the statement of Xi Jinping and Putin, that they say that the start or the base of this negotiation should be the UN Charter. I think is welcome. I think that is a good beginning.